Call the meeting of the Newbury Historical Commission to order on March 14th, starting at 7:08 p.m. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, everybody pick up your minutes for January and February. Everybody's read them ahead of time, we'll double check. So let's do January 11th. Any errors or omissions or changes anybody's picked up on?
Under unfinished business updates, item number 1, the second sentence says, Jan will find the printed out the material. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
On that page.
I didn't get one from January.
Jan will find the printed out. Wait, I don't know. Good eye.
Well, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Oh. We'll find and print out the material, I guess, would be.
Maybe find and print out the material?
Yeah. That's good. So I need an and instead of the.
And get rid of the ED and print. We'll find and print out the material.
Any other corrections? Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of January 11th as corrected?
I move that we accept the meeting minutes from January 11th as corrected.
Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. He was absent. Okay, let's do February 8th minutes. Lon, I just got my reimbursement check. I haven't opened it.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's been in the account for a little bit. I didn't know whether we're going to, hopefully I was going to ask you that, whether you got it. Yeah.
Any errors or omissions, changes?
Just one question for me. I must have been asleep. What is the new town flag policy as read to members? What was it? Is it about the town flag?
It's about, no, it's about the hanging non-authorized flags on the flagpole.
Okay, okay.
So we're only allowed to
I'm kind of
have,
remembering that now. Okay.
Yeah.
you're only allowed to have the green flag and the American flag there, nothing else.
Okay. That's what.
And if anybody needs to double check, right, it's on the town website now, so it's available for easy
I
access.
remember that it didn't apply to us, but that's all.
Yeah, because we don't really
No.
hang anything else,
No.
so it's not
No,
a concern.
I'd like people to know what's going on.
Totally.
And we have 2 new flags. They look very pretty.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as written.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Second.
February 8th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Right.
Okay.
Good. We can get those posted on the system.
You're kidding.
Treasurer's report.
Hang on. Oh, no. I had too many packages. I made 6 copies of it. Hang on.
It always makes me feel better. And being sort of like.
Okay, well, I don't even have last one. Do you have last one? I can tell you what the only difference in it is. Thank you. I didn't bring this thing. The only difference is on the top paragraph in the general account is that the $105, that's why I know that you were
Okay.
paid. The $105 has hit the account. It doesn't change the effective amount we had because it was already in our commitments file. It just changes the balance with the town. So basically from the last one, we have $795 in the general account that's not committed or spent. We have $34,5667 in the special account. We have $2,492 in the gifts account, and that's a total of $6,849.32.
Entertain a motion to accept the minutes as read.
I so
Treasurer's report.
moved.
Second,
Aye.
all, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and I'll email you a copy.
Excellent, thank you.
In fact, I'll send it to everybody.
Website report.
So I've officially copied the entire original. I feel really good about it. I was hoping to have it launched this afternoon, but my husband didn't come home early enough. So I'm going to do that this later, but then the Jack section I'm still working on because there's stuff forever. But everything else, so like your stuff's new and all the old stuff, which there were a tremendous amount of images in my eyes, glazed over.
I'm sure.
It's so many images. But yes, I'm very excited about that.
As well.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
So will Rich have Rich's Corner?
Yeah, well, it'll be, it's
American
like,
Indian
yeah, I
stuff?
didn't write Rich's Corner, but I called it,
Yeah.
historic, whatever you titled it is what I titled it.
Indigenous peoples.
Thank you.
And we've already got the list of books on there.
Yes,
That's done.
that's done. It's just, I realized that there were still so many, like, the parades and stuff I hadn't done before. There's like so many different parts of it.
And we are all images images that weren't on the other site, are we still bringing
Yeah,
future
that's
images
my
in?
point is, I wanted to make sure everything was there so that when I got rid of the old site, I wasn't like referencing it anymore, because that was like my main thing. It's like once I delete it, it's gone. And so I wanted to make sure that was all there, it's all accounted for, and then I can continue just building on the new one. So, like the new images, if you want to scan those and things like that, I'll just keep adding to it. Yeah, yeah. Non-stop.
And once it's completely spun up, do you think you're gonna tie it to a social media system and get into that?
I just figured one step at a time before I completely.
So you'll have to set an alarm clock twice a week for people that coming in. Well, you gotta check 1 for correspondence and 2 for malarkey going on.
Right.
So you gotta,
Malarkey's probably going to be more often than
yeah.
you know.
But, I mean, the world revolves around the other social media systems now, so
Yeah.
they're not just doing web Google searches as much as they're becoming.
It's like you want to have a presence online and stuff. And I just figure, when other people find things and stuff, we could just keep syncing it that way.
Now, is
Yeah.
there, on there is, I just came here from Missouri for the week, and so if they go on there, is there a whole section telling them about the availability of the schoolhouse?
It's on one of the pages, which I was actually going to bring up because our old website said, because it's like on July through September, I think it's Saturday and Sundays, and then like September and October was only Sundays, things like that. Like, do we want to keep it like that? Because that's not really what we were doing.
No, we stopped doing that a long time ago.
Saturdays and Sundays, right?
Right, that's what because I like noticed that when I was copying it over, and I was like, we should discuss that with everybody.
Yeah.
We
What do we
Yeah,
do with-
like it has all of our like dates basically, except for there was an
But
old.
I'm saying if they came to the home page, is there a flag or something that they didn't know we had an interactive facility? Is it on there that says, come see us?
I can make it that. I can
I'm
definitely.
just,
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
when
the
we're,
current
page has our
Or it
information.
should say old.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say old now. The old website had the little tabs that said like schoolhouse,
Yeah.
this, that, the other things. You could click on one and it would open up like the essays and the ephemera
Yep.
and all different things that you could then click on and then opened. So I'm assuming that it's the same basic
Basically,
idea,
I tried
but
to.
I'm sure, quicker and more sophisticated than it was, because it was very old. I mean,
Well,
Lucky
my
we had
point
it.
is they teach you in advertising, you've got 3 seconds to
So like
if
you want it to
had-
be on like the
If you had
main
like
page?
like a banner,
Yeah,
you know,
come visit us.
okay.
Interactive, open on the weekend. I know it says schoolhouse, but I'm saying for the person that's never been on there before.
Okay, a little bit more jazz, like this is our
Something that's-
showcase, come check it
Yeah,
out.
that-
Okay.
that we have actually something live for you to see this, if you come here, because this tourism in this area is picking up tremendously.
Yeah, okay.
It's so.
Would there be any reason to see when Sales and Trails is gonna be and put in
Oh, I can always do stuff
extended
like that.
hours?
Yeah, I can always
Okay.
do stuff like
the,
that.
You have an events column,
Yep.
events tab for
It's usually in
that.
September. We usually
Right.
don't, we find out until.
Till it's too late?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll make sure all of that, like, so there's a nice point to it. But yeah, no, it's like been weighing on me. I like wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, don't forget about the website.
But the traffic coming to Cape Ann and Salem at this point is-
Outrageous.
is unbelievable.
Good.
You know, every single bed and breakfast
Slammed.
has been booked since last year. Every simple short-term rental, everything on the coast north of Boston has been taken for the entire summer.
we have
Are
to,
they
Last
still-
year.
Are they
We have
still
to book
filming
our-
Salem's Lot down there?
Uh,
Or did that wrap up?
I don't know what they were filming in Essex last week, they're filming in Ipswich the week before. They're doing that Rockport film, which is not Rockport, Mass, Rockport, Maine. They were filming that in Essex. So there's film activity going on, a lot of stuff going on.
we have to book our cabins in Maine 2 years in advance.
That's amazing.
We
That's
go there
amazing.
every year, we've got to book 2 years in advance now.
This is why I never go on vacation.
Oh,
I live in an
crazy.
island.
And people are coming here, it's the coast, they start north of Boston, they just keep going north, and they're driving right by us. I don't know what other ways would we get the word out?
That's a good question.
I mean, in
By
the
the
old
time you
days,
see
you'd
this
have a
historic
card
Newbury Park.
rack in the rest area.
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore.
By the time you see the sign, historic Newburyport, it's too late to
Yeah.
catch the exit.
I know.
The information booth downtown Newburyport, you could put cards in if you had.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's the
like
only one I
touristy
even know of
spots,
now.
Yeah. No, that's a good thing to think about, though. We get the traffic.
We want to get more people seeing the schoolhouse and get our clicks up and spread the word. And
Are we still supplying the Museum of Old Newbury with the little, because there's a
Well,
place
maps, what are you
there that you
giving
can
them?
take, yeah,
Maps.
that would, if they showed the green and surrounding, people would pick them up there and maybe come down.
is that something we need to print, Lon?
Well, I think the one, yeah, we have, the schoolhouse one, we already have that flyer. I don't have one with me.
Oh,
I think
flyer,
I'll
yeah.
have to look at it to make sure it's accurate. There was something on there that I didn't think was right.
Really?
The one, yeah, there's
thought we
something in
fixed
there that
something.
wasn't,
We got the postcards, and then, right, you've got the schoolhouse.
Yeah, the schoolhouse flyer, the brochure.
Yeah,
Do we have those at Moon, or?
that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
If we have it, I know in years past we have put them there.
Yep.
I don't know if Nancy's been keeping up with it. We just saw to check, yeah.
do we have one of those on our website? Can you look at the old schoolhouse thing on the website?
I think most of it is in the schoolhouse section of the web. So there's a
Yeah.
schoolhouse section of the
Yeah.
website,
That's what I'm
and
trying
it
to
has the same picture that's on the cover of the brochure,
Yeah.
and it's got a lot of
And the
that
text,
same text.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
haven't
saying.
looked at it in a while, so, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I think the map should be over there. We ought to,
Yeah.
I mean, we've got budget for maps if we need, not the map, what is it, a trifold?
No, just a single folder.
Okay, so,
Yeah,
What are we talking about now? The
The
schoolhouse?
schoolhouse brochure.
and it has a map on the back, a little
Yeah,
walking.
because Lon gets them printed every year.
We've got,
so.
in spring, I count up how many we have, and then I just make a list, and then I print up until we've got 50 more that I think we'll need. And I pretty much know how many go every year, so.
So,
Where else would we
the other
have this?
thing, now that we're talking about this,
Any of the inns in
we should
town
make
come
sure
from-
that
right.
Newburyport has us in their links,
Okay.
and we're in their links. And maybe we should correspond with other agencies like Ipswich, Salem,
Sons and
Cape
daughters.
Ann, Sons and Daughters.
Yeah, they've already asked that I keep them, anytime we are gonna be open, are they gonna let me know if they like it open? So. that would
Okay.
be a good-
And the links we have to keep, most of the frustrating thing in the world is go to somebody's links and it doesn't work.
No, I know. Keeping track of making sure, especially that there's nowhere like funky things to
Let
it.
me
That's how
check
it all
too.
started.
I'm working
this.
with a group right now that's putting together a calendar for the greater Newburyport area. And it's kind of a green calendar, so it's not really historic, we don't quite fit in, but I'll ask. I'll ask if we could put that on there. Yeah, because that's gonna be
There's nobody
maintained.
more green than the historic commission.
Well, I
We
know,
save
it's
the-
on the lower green, you know, I mean. you
Low,
know.
we're on the green and we're less impact, environmental impact than anybody.
Yeah, nothing's greater than saving a house.
Yeah, and this is stuff like, you know, Essex County Greenbelt and,
Yeah.
you know, but that's still, you know, events, Merrimack River Watershed Council, and there's stuff over at the reservation, what's that thing called? Well, Audubon, right across the street from the
Yeah.
Audubon, yeah. Parker River. Anyway, I'll ask, what the heck.
Okay.
I'd have to look and see how she's putting them on. If she's got to put one on every weekend, I'm not sure she's going to be jumping
Yeah.
up and down. But if you can
Yeah, that's-
put something on
that's
every
another
Saturday and
locations we'll be
Sunday,
dropping these
then from
things.
A to B. yeah.
One of you is gonna check on the
I'll check on
flyers?
them, yeah.
Okay. All right.
On what about the flyer? How many?
To
If we
make
need
sure there's
more.
enough of them over in Newburyport.
What are you going to put out, Jan? What are you going to put out in display?
No, we're making sure our flyers are over in Newburyport.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we're making
For
sure
the
they're,
schoolhouse flyers?
yeah.
Okay.
So put
So
them where? Put
I
them in
just might want to
Customs
print
House?
extra if we're going to be
Put them
distributing.
in the Audubon headquarters?
Yeah, I wonder if there's wrong, so, there's so much now is the card stock,
Yeah.
the single,
Space.
you know, front and back, kind of heavy gauge, and so space would be the thing,
Well, or a
if they
QR
can hold
code.
it. They can
QR code on a postcard, and they can just set it up and like this, take them to
It's
work.
Not
got a
everybody
picture
likes
eye.
that though.
Yeah, and people
No,
like to
no,
take
no,
things back
you'd
in
have
the
the,
room
you'd
at
have
night
the
and
thing,
put
but
the-
Yeah.
put the QR code on it, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't
Okay,
even get a
let's
menu.
do that.
anymore.
Start off a fresh season. All right, that's done. Correspondence, Jan?
I sent Tracy our annual report. I gave you all a copy in case you're interested. It's pretty much the same. The things that change the most are how many visitors we had at the schoolhouse and various little things,
Okay.
but otherwise
We're consistent.
we're consistent. I mean, you know,
How did you get 204? Just that, the number of entries?
I count them.
Number of
I mean,
signings.
Well, I mean, because some of them, there's one name and 5 people.
Well, what if
So let's,
they're-
you said at
if-
least.
If they're with
Yeah.
me, and I see that when they walk out the door, they wrote one name, I go and in parentheses, I put like 5 next to the
Well,
number.
Aren't you,
I'm-
aren't you good?
I don't,
I don't
but
do
I will
that.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, just because, no, so
I mean,
I
one
always
was
give it, I
13,
give it a
you know.
few extras because I know people do that, or I'll say, wait a minute, I remember they had like 3 kids with them, but they only put like, you know,
Yeah.
Mary and Bob.
I still
It's
think
like-
that I mean,
And family, well, that doesn't, you know,
Yeah, it doesn't help.
so, but I usually
I'll
add a
do
few
that from
extra
now on.
because I've done
Yeah.
a few, and we basically have in the neighborhood of the same number, but not exactly the same number every year.
I mean, I've had 204 people myself.
well, it's not a competition though.
No, I know, no, I just,
That was
but we've certainly entertained more than 204. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, God, okay, well, now we're all on the same page, this is good.
They all come at 2:45.
Oh, I know, always.
That's exactly right.
We got an email from a teenpreneur. I am assuming he's trying to be an entrepreneur. He's interested in providing help and guidance to college students. I don't really think this is anything to do with this.
Okay.
This is what happens, they see they wrote things on the town website or whatever and scroll or something. It's like, he's gonna write an article for our website on tips to how to make paying college easier.
I'm good.
Yeah.
We're good on that. I don't know if that's
Then we have this one, it's
we're
from
looking for it ourselves.
Josh Shanley, Josh Shanley. And he's an author of 2 previous history books. And he's currently undertaking a third entitled The Cold War, Massachusetts. So he wants to know about any strategic defense installations or things in the town of Newbury. And I'm like,
No,
no.
I don't think.
not
Newbury
not during the
Port.
Cold War.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right?
Newbury
But they
Port,
probably
not
had,
us.
you know, U-boat lookouts on Plum Island in World War II, but I don't think would have been anything during the Cold War.
No, yeah, not Cold War.
That we know of.
Well, actually, if they were out there, we.
Do you think we'd
Yeah,
know?
We,
It's hard to hide.
I know, look.
It'll delve
I was
into
part of the SSB
Massachusetts
security
involvement
program.
in civil
You
defense
recognize one?
activities, including operational lore, the JFK Cold War connections, and conclude with examination of the enduring legacy of Cold War infrastructures. And I'm like, we're kind of way older than.
That's interesting, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, the information's very interesting. I'm sure
Yeah,
whatever he's
that
writing is
direction again.
interesting, but it has nothing to do with us.
War of 1812, maybe, Cold War.
right.
The guy that I bought my house from was in the SAC, Strategic Arm Air Command.
Yeah.
So that's like, oh, Neil, can you stand it? There wasn't
Really?
840.
You didn't drop it in the parking lot?
No. See, because I put them on the agenda so I won't forget one. Because sometimes I
Okay.
go, where the heck is that one? So, there you
All
go.
right, do we have, what about unfinished business, other than the list, do we have
Anything major?
anything else going on? Still, fire extinguisher took care of, the roof is still on the list, the alarm, I don't know. We got our tree, right? Did they
Planted the tree?
Did they plant the tree there?
I haven't been by it.
Why
Is
isn't
it
that
really
really
that
high?
high?
behind, right next to the schoolhouse, in the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, the one that
Yeah,
they took
that's
out
it.
last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Okay.
When did they plant it?
Last year?
Sometime in the, last year, right, good point.
No,
It was 23, yeah.
Recently?
we didn't see a
Really?
new tree planted there, did we?
I'll look on the way
Are
home.
you
I thought there
thinking
was one
further
there.
down?
There was one
There
there.
was
Yeah.
one further
I
down.
was disappointed on the size, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
That's probably why you didn't see it.
A little
Okay.
skinny
Oh,
nothing?
I thought there was one.
The set of plans, is that unfinished business? Is that what
This,
we've
I think,
already
No,
looked at?
well, everybody wasn't at the meeting,
Oh,
so in case
okay.
somebody wanted to take
All
a
right, so that's,
I'll look at
what
them.
number High Road?
It's the ferry house.
ferry house.
Ferry House. If anybody wants to see Ferry House plans, they can look at them. As far as the Ferry House goes, it's, they showed us the plans, we came and we looked at it, and it's all a positive effect on the property. We don't see anything to oppose, we did not vote on anything.
They were gonna come back again, right?
They're gonna come back again. It's basically just a discussion point with us, because unless there's a demolition, then we don't have any real input on it.
And they're not really touching the old part of the house, they're adding all
They're
on.
moving the barns, basically. what
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like
And-
rebuilding
and
them.
my guess is they're disassembling the barn and putting it back up in a different
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah,
Basically,
not
yeah.
just moving.
Did you ever find the history of that house? Isn't there a book?
I've never seen it.
You know.
Good question.
I mean, it's mentioned in a lot of things.
Oh, there is a book mentioned?
No, the house.
The house is
The
mentioned.
house
Yeah.
is mentioned. A lot of stuff
Just
like
the
that.
history of it. I haven't been able to really track it down.
So the steps
supposed to get a
involved
whole book for-
in the delay bylaw,
It's mostly photo.
we should be able to do that like all in one day, right? We should be able to say, yes, it's historic, no, we don't oppose this project, done, correct?
That's my thoughts.
Okay.
Well, we didn't get to that part of the meeting yet.
Oh,
We
good.
Well-
we could get some feedback, because it's gonna look different. Just, you know.
Yep.
But I don't see us getting it. One, we know it's just disassembling the barn, moving it over. We're not the planning board.
Right.
So it's similar to the other barn project that we.
The party barn?
The party, yeah. The unparty barn. So, yeah, but this is what I want to finish the meeting with tonight is freshening up our folders for the DDB and making sure we're all just reviewing it for once a year.
Understanding it completely.
Yeah. Do we have any new business?
Oh.
Lawn,
Nothing new on the Lower Green Historic. We haven't met again since the last time.
that's not on.
Moving slow.
And it's, well, everybody's off. We've got
Update from Dawn.
committees,
Yep.
off doing
On the
things.
7th.
So we just decided not to, I think two of the people couldn't make it last time. We had one scheduled, we canceled it. The next one's in April. I have to look up the date, but I could, next month I could give you an update on where everybody is, because they'll be bringing materials back. And I'd like to talk to you about that introduction thing, maybe,
Yep.
a page and a half or something like that. Because Bethany's pretty buried. Yeah.
The haystacks are moving forward.
Ooh,
Really?
Yeah,
when?
well, that's just it.
We have
To
to
get on the
wait?
marsh,
Yeah.
it depends on the weather, the tides. I do know that they have found somebody to cut it. I think Bob Coley's gonna cut it. So it's in the works, so I could, Fix, what is his first name? That's just a citizen that's interested, that's kind of gone to the meetings at the Sportsman's. And I have his contacts, and he could even come in if you want and just let us know what he's got planned, or I'll keep you up to date as
This
far
is the
as.
stacks on Route 1.
Mhm.
See, I really want us to film that.
Yeah,
That's
we
happening.
should,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, you know what, I'll get in touch with him and ask him if he can keep me updated.
Just
As
tell
they
them,
go.
we want to have someone drone it just so we can
Yeah.
have a video of,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen that often, so it's kind of like
So
take
that
advantage.
property is owned by the Essex County Sportsman's Association.
So that shouldn't give a problem with that
Nope,
then, right?
not at,
This
no,
is,
not at all.
this is what, putting together one of these.
We'll just
Hey,
throw some,
haystacks.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
while they're doing it, just have somebody with the drone kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
taking it all in.
The one
I
said,
have pictures from the one that you put up over by the bridge on the way
Yeah,
to the
that's
island.
Yeah.
on, that's on YouTube.
Oh, it is, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
that
Came
one
across that
said.
today,
when-
actually.
I was there and
Husband-
took pictures.
And there
Years
should be a
ago.
link on our website.
Well, that's my point. Like that's the kind of stuff that's just perfect, and it's like doesn't happen often. Let's totally get it.
Because that was for the anniversary, town's anniversary.
Right.
375.
375.
Oh.
Okay, new business. Lawn, we've got 3.5 months of the budget left. Was there
What can we
things
spend
on your shopping list that haven't been bought yet? We had like a
The only
shop,
thing I can think of, I haven't done the inventory on printing, so that could be, pick a number, $200.
let's
Not tremendous,
Yeah.
but
figure,
So we'd have $500 or $600 left. I think it's, what did I say, $795?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what do we
So
need
take 200 off of that, basically
Need
it's
anything else
800,
for the,
so
like-
600.
for the building? Like how?
A
Like
lot of the
alarm
stuff for the
system?
building will be taken care of by the town, right?
Yes.
alarms the town DPW,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
that wouldn't
facilities.
cost.
And
wouldn't
that
cost
light,
us
did we
money?
replace that? The light over the rear,
That would be facilities.
yeah,
Okay.
over the rear blackboard? The light goes
Oh.
on, goes
Oh.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it?
Has
Oh,
mine.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
so it's
like
got, it's got a
line?
bad starter or something.
Oh, that's all. That's easy.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
we have to
but
tell
it's ancient.
them
Yeah,
that.
That's like
it should just be changed. I mean, it's
Town people too, right?
fabric covered wire and it's really old.
Oh,
But, so, let's get the printing ordered. So we know what the budget is. Go ahead and
Yeah.
just order a
It
slew of
it
stuff.
won't be more than 200, I don't think.
And
I
the
can do
handout,
that.
the handouts that we're gonna put
Yeah,
out
make
other
sure we have
places,
plenty of those.
go
then.
go
Yeah, I
heavy.
don't-
I'll go heavy on those.
Go heavy on
The
those.
school.
I'd like to look at that first, though.
Okay.
For some reason, I'm thinking that there was something off on
Because
it.
I know we
Really?
redid it because,
Oh, you did?
didn't we? We redid it with the pictures that your mother took.
Right, but has it been since then that there's a mistake on it?
Yeah, because that's something I was thinking.
Okay. Because it's color.
Right.
Are you thinking the one that's just like,
The blue and white, it was like, yeah.
okay.
I'll have to find it. I'm sure I have it at home.
The other thing is this is 24 now, 2024, and I don't know what the porta potty is going to be. They've kept the price the same for 3 years.
I would assume it's gonna go up a
That's
little.
what I would assume too, because there's been a real shortage of them from what I understand.
You gotta have that
So,
toilet.
but, so that could change.
Porta potty
That could
shortage.
change. So it's what, May, June,
Yeah, this is
July,
the one.
August, September, oh no, May, June, July, no, not July, May, June. Oh, it's only 2 months.
You tell me.
June 30th,
June-
and
yeah,
then
'cause
it's
June
next
30th
year,
is-
then it's
is
And
next
then
year.
it switches to the next.
And it's next year,
Gotcha.
so, okay, so even if it went up $50, it's still only $100, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and it won't go up 50.
Yeah, because what is it, like 400 or something? How much is it? Something like that?
No, this looks good. I don't know what I was thinking.
What about the archival materials and all that stuff? We got everything we were after.
Everything that Jan wanted, I think we got.
Okay.
All the glues and the
No, this looks
tapes and
good.
everything, and then
And
the
that's
plastic
not
things
the
for putting
pictures.
stuff in.
You can always get plants, but they always die,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Anything else?
Just to be honest with you, I'd have to go down and look. I mean, we haven't been down there since we
I'd love
closed
to
it
have
up in
somebody look at the
October.
organ.
Like repair
But
it?
you've got to send it, I've checked into it, you've got to send it to where they repair it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Those
And-
people are all dead.
Yeah.
It's just like fixing clocks. Nobody
Yeah.
does any of
My
that.
uncle
Yeah.
does that, but he lives in California, so it's
And
not.
that's not really native to the schoolhouse, right?
It says they got it out of the attic on it,
Yeah.
the sign
Yeah,
does.
allegedly.
It was
I can't
It was found in
imagine
the
that.
attic with the desks, yeah.
with the desks, yeah.
You don't think
And
it
the-
was
And the
original?
map
And the
that
map.
we had redone in the back.
Seems a little
Oh,
posh for the
oh.
I'm thinking
schoolhouse.
it came from the plumber house. They
One of the
were sick of it
houses.
and just wheeled it over.
Another
That's what I'm
thing,
thinking.
a donation, I never seen an organ in a schoolhouse.
No.
Maybe an upright piano,
There
but
was a small
It's got a
organ they
plate on it.
carried to Old Town Hill for Easter services.
Ah.
They took it up the back way in the 30s, but that one is at the Museum of Old Town. It's a lot smaller, too.
It says if they carried this one up, there were some hefty
Yeah,
people.
that one's a lot, yeah, that one, I don't think that, I can't imagine that one was even in the attic. How the
I don't know,
heck?
yeah, I
How'd
don't
they get it
know.
up
I don't
those
know.
stairs?
Could have, well, I
Stronger
don't know how
person
they
than
got
me.
out the window either, so.
okay.
Maybe that's why they got rid of the window on the second floor, the back side.
Actually, when they redid everything on the inside, they may have brought it down.
Yeah.
That could be,
Yeah,
yeah, because that would make sense. yeah.
because it won't be wide open.
Well, you'll have all the equipment there, and there must have been
A lull.
scaffolding and stuff like that to do the ceilings. Anyway,
So I'm real concerned about the windows.
I am too.
The
It's
condition
just
of the windows-
sad.
Getting worse.
They're ready to fall apart. And
Yeah.
I think we need to make a real serious concerted effort to get the windows done this year before we start losing them.
Yeah. The one in the front on the second floor,
Yeah.
the wind took that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Shannon repaired it, but it's unhappy.
yeah,
Most of those panes of glass, you can wiggle them.
yeah.
There's no caulking
So what's our
left.
concern, I mean, do we do those? Do we have the ladies come in? Do we trust DPW? Does that make
The
sense?
hands-free lady, or,
I wish we had.
No,
this.
it's back to this bidding process. We just can't hire somebody.
Yeah.
Well-
We're just harnessed with this public purchasing. If we don't do them ourselves, you have to have 3 bids.
Yeah, and that's what
You have
it
to have
is.
3 bids. You
If
gotta
we
have
had
3
somebody that was
bidders.
gonna do them for $2,500. I mean,
That
basically
would've been such a
his
deal.
cost.
Right.
And I had to go out and get 3 bids, and while I was trying to figure out how to do that and everything, he said, oh, never mind, I hurt my hand last week or something. I
so
said,
do we
Yeah,
have, do
people-
we
and
have an
people-
RFP that we can
"Well, these are
send
window
around,
guys."
or?
About,
No, we haven't.
it's like $7,500 to have the window lady come in and do it.
Oh, yeah, easily. She was gonna
Yeah,
cost a
and maybe
fortune.
more
Yeah.
now.
I
She's a
mean,
fortune.
I have not done a whole lot of it, but if I put together a draft RFP, could we all look at it and then send it out to a bunch of contractors and get the process started?
Well, I think
You know,
it's-
If we
you should,
need
I mean,
three-
let me put you together with the guy that was gonna do it, because he'll give you the specs of what needs to be done,
Yep.
so that the first time the sun hits the paint, it doesn't curl up in little
Yeah.
I
things
guess
and
the
fall off
question
on the
is
ground.
when we do this.
Yeah, so I'll
like,
have a professional
what if
scope
we
of
Yeah,
get
work.
we'll
the
get
budget?
together with him,
Okay.
bingo.
Well, it's gotta go to town, it's gotta go to town meeting.
Is that how it would go then? And then it would come up, all right, because I was gonna say, it's, you know, what do we have? We have
$3,000 or something.
at least
Yeah.
probably, and,
Oh, it'll be $10,000 worth
or
of.
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because,
So
we don't know
I'm
what the window lady was gonna do, but,
Right,
yeah.
Oh, she would have been
And I
$1,000
didn't check,
window at least.
my window guy checked
yeah.
with her what it would cost. and that's what
Town
he came back.
meeting is April 30th.
Great, I already have it on my schedule,
Ooh.
because I wanna be
So
there
it'll
to
be fall
vote on
town
other
meeting.
things. I've been gathering up some friends for, lots of different points.
I
We
I
should
told
go
you
to
that
town meeting.
I had a visitor one day that came in and walked over to the windows and just kind of, his mouth kind of dropped, and he
Yeah.
was looking at these windows. He said, "Do you know how rare these windows are like this?" And it's apparently the width of the
Oh, the mountains.
cross
Yeah.
pieces, yeah. Very narrow.
A
And he's-
million?
and
Yeah.
that was
Millions.
the trigger.
Millions, yeah.
Volumes.
Yeah,
Well, that's what's in my house.
yeah.
You can't push on the glass at all. I mean, the only other thing is I don't know how much on the downstairs window, the upstairs ones are rougher because they're in the sun all the time.
Well, there's only one upstairs. There's nothing on the
And
other
it's gotta be
side.
the frames too.
So, somebody already redid the front ones 12 years ago, which was probably just touching up the glaze and
Yes.
painting.
Yeah, whatever they
Bingo.
did.
Yeah, I think it was very
Yeah.
minimal.
So,
I mean, it was redone for the 375th.
is it touch-up glazing and then painting, or is it?
I think it's like oiling, are they?
You gotta
painted?
oil
Well, you gotta,
wood.
yeah, you gotta linseed oil, and then you
Well,
do
we
the
were doing
glazing, and then
that,
you do
but
the
then
painting.
we were
Yeah.
doing that Nancy and I were doing it, linseed oiling them for a while, but then,
Part of the reason it was $2,500 on the bid was that that plywood, when you took the window out, the plywood was like $150 a sheet back then. And that's what was going on then.
Yeah,
And he was gonna replace the cords, and he's just got a box of weights.
yep.
He
When
was gonna
was
put
this?
weights back in.
How many years ago was this?
This was, how long ago did it say we had that?
2 years ago?
2 years ago, I think,
was
yeah.
it COVID?
Before COVID then?
No.
No.
But didn't
So
it turn out that guy
post-COVID.
wasn't bonded or something?
No, no, he wasn't.
No, he
So you
wasn't.
need insurance, you need workman's comp,
Yeah.
you need to be a real company to operate
Can't
in
just be
this
some
town.
guy.
So we either gotta do it ourselves, or
We
we've
can be
got
the
to,
Yeah.
Oh, God, I did it in my Haverhill house, I'm not doing
Are we gonna
that.
set up instead of?
What we should have
I'm getting
done is
very
let him
small
do it,
windows, to be honest.
and we
Yeah,
should
but
have
you're
bought the
paying with
material,
Yeah,
because that's what he was covering.
Yeah.
yeah.
We could have bought the material, and then he would have just come and put it in. Or whatever,
Well, all right.
but she still would have needed
And the-
insurance.
Your RFP will have to be for historic windows, you'll have every painting shop in the North Shore bidding on it.
Yeah,
No, if you wanna start draft, see what the guy says and,
yeah,
come up with a
Pull-ins.
scope of work and an RFP.
yeah.
Yeah.
he lives right there on the corner.
You
He
know,
lives on the
Never
corner,
gets done if we never start
but
it.
he lives on the corner by the green, the
Oh, does he?
northeast corner.
Yeah. All right,
He's
set
the
something
winner.
up,
Yeah,
I'll meet with him.
okay.
And then, I guess find an RFP that the town's already used, so you know the format.
Yep,
And once we get past the first draft, we'll go to the town administrator and say, this is what we want. We want it for next town meeting.
yep.
All right?
That's sort of exciting.
Is anything happening with the roof?
It's just research work. It's just
Oh.
sitting at I got the paperwork sitting on my desk. I just don't have the time to do it.
Oh, you, okay,
Yeah.
I thought we
It's
passed
just
it
finding the
on
right
and-
materials, basically.
No, I
found it
don't
out
want to
there.
I don't want the DPW to take it over because we
No.
want it done in, like, found-like materials.
Yeah,
So,
but it doesn't make sense to use modern cedar on it.
no, first,
This
there's
is
the
so
modern
good.
cedar, everybody, and even Mass Historical now agrees that
Not worth it.
alternate materials are
Yeah.
acceptable because the new cedar will only last about 10 years or more.
Just
And
that.
that's all the
That's-
material I
that's-
gave you guys.
They cup immediately,
Yeah.
because it's not the right cedar, and the price of cedar is extraordinary. It's $500 a bundle. for
Really?
Red cedar shingles.
Wow.
That's up from like $60.
Yeah.
So there's, so I started doing the research. There's like 4 companies in the United States that make polymer shingles that look like the shingles. Well, I call these companies and they're like, oh yeah, no, we got a salesman in, Columbus that can talk to you about, there's nobody in this area, there's no installers in this area.
Which is kind of surprising.
So they finally, one company said, oh yeah, we got a carpenter that's done some of our product before, he's way down in Providencetown or something. So I just ran out of time.
Yeah.
I'm about,
All right.
I was doing something once,
So-
but I think it was for a store. But there were, whatever I was looking for, there was a place in, it was the Oregon. There was a place in California and there was a place in Florida.
Yeah. Can
And you had to get the organ to them.
It's easier to go to Florida.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
okay.
so
Any-
replacement materials for the roof, right, is what you're discussing?
Yeah,
That
Okay,
too.
so,
continue, work in progress.
well, put it out on Mass Historical.
See what other people use.
Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of this stuff is about.
Yeah, you could just say, what do you recommend
Mass
we
His
use?
Press, that's what this is what, this whole, I keep telling you people you should sign up to be on this and get the information. This is the DBD information from people on Mass His Press. And I save things in little groups. See this Jane Mortimer, Heartwood Window Restoration in Charlton, Mass.
Yeah.
I mean, so the people are all contacting, it's all out
It's like a
there.
network system, basically, right?
It's a historical, where can I, who does this, what works for this, that's what
There's
it's
a
all
place to
about.
send your RFP.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
As well.
Well, either of these vendors, the vendor here in Newburyport or this vendor, will help you write it.
Yep.
I mean, that's what happens with the fire station. They don't, the RFPs are sampled by the vendor and then they write them. So,
So we'll,
I'll get a hold of the neighbor and two.
Yeah.
And we can both go over there and talk to
Sure.
her. Yeah.
and then as far as the roof is concerned, I gave you all the printout of the information from
Substitute
the
materials.
substance
Yeah.
Yeah, from
materials.
Department
So,
of Interior.
they're already out there. And again, Mass His Press, people are talking about this stuff all the time, so
go ahead, post it, substitute materials for a cedar shingled roof.
And his comment on the glass was, what would it take to get rid of the panes? And he counted them up, and he says, you're not gonna find it that big.
Yeah.
Our windows are too big to find old glass. It'll have to be modern made if you're gonna, I mean.
There's lots of seated and stuff, things that look.
You
very
could,
old.
right, you can buy it to
find
make it
yeah.
look old, but yeah, he said you won't find
Or
it
you find
that
an old
big.
house that's got them ripped out, and you just find,
But
big
you gotta
old
find one
pieces,
that
and you have to
big.
cut it,
Right.
yeah.
But you're not missing panes.
Hmm?
You're not
Oh,
missing
no,
panes.
oh, not missing them, but if you look, you'll see that 2/3 of them are new glass.
Yeah, that they're
And only
not
about
all-
1/3 are old glass.
There is one.
Because that was the first thing I asked him was, can we get new glass?
There is
or
one
old
that's
glass.
A little tiny
Oh, you mean
hole.
old glass.
Yeah,
Where?
and he said not that big.
The desk is in the back,
Yep.
Down in that corner.
or maybe
Oh.
it's the middle one, but upper,
'Cause that's where we put the books.
Yeah.
no, I think it's the middle one, upper.
but it's
It
a
looks like-
pinhole, like,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not-
there is a
It's
little
like a
pinhole
rock or something kicked
from
up
the
from the
outside,
road.
yeah, weed whack or something.
all right, so this is.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
So-
we can try the same idea, but a different venue. See what everybody else is doing.
Yep.
That's what this whole thing is all about. Mass His Press is getting all the Massachusetts people who are in historical commissions to share information so that everybody doesn't recreate the wheel all the time, so.
Okay, for the viewing audience, the Historical Commission's going to go into workshop mode and review our demolition delay bylaw notebooks.
Which I thought was-
Are we closing down?
No, it's going to stay on, so.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, so. Here's this.
I printed off the one that was on the site that you suggested, Jan.
Already got one of those.
All right, everybody got one? Yeah.
I've got one from the good old days.
Well, it's the same one. Because we
Maybe
never
not.
redid it because.
Oh, no, this is different. This
this-
is frequently, oh, I've got this.
Yeah.
Prints are small, I can't even read it when I read them.
I'm sorry, would you like me to read through?
I mean, this is what's on the
And
site.
this that I'm handing you out now is Hopkinton has a demolition by neglect clause that's capped at $300 per day, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole list of people who are all trying to do the same thing.
Wait, so they,
Demolition by neglect. Yeah.
So what,
In other words, if you
do it,
you don't do anything, you're just letting the house fall apart.
Oh,
because
that,
you
okay.
don't want the DDB thing to kick in. They have a demolition by neglect law. And all of these,
ooh,
there's a lot of
that's
information in this thing, which is why I printed it.
mhm.
And it also shows that, I think it was at Sturbridge's.
They mentioned Brookline.
You can get some busy ladies walking around pointing out people who are letting their houses fall apart. It might be fun.
Oh, Stockbridge.
Stockbridge.
Stockbridge has the strongest one, they say, in the state.
Really?
So I printed it, it's on the back
3 pages.
of those. And this is from an article, and honest to God, I went on the site, I tried for 10 minutes to find their bylaw, I couldn't find it on their town website, so I gave up. I'm sure I must not be doing something, but. So that's the information that's not really new, but it's information that we didn't have prior to this, I guess. What you looking for?
I'm looking for the starting point for when I open my book and we start talking about it. I've just got these endless piles of stuff. I don't know what it is. So does everybody else have the sequence of events on their, like, first page?
I brought the wrong binder. Salvador.
What?
This is what I'm looking at here, sequence.
You looking for this?
Yeah.
That's the one that you go and.
You looking for this
Process?
chart?
This is what we were proposing.
Yeah.
Well, we
Did we
didn't-
ever,
That's just got it. Okay.
did we ever make it official?
Yeah. We never changed anything, so it's
Stayed.
the proposed information became the actual information. Did that make sense? Wow, that's scary. Okay.
This was a handout, I can't remember when.
I mean,
This is a flow chart. I think Chris made this.
No, this was there's the full text
You
was
have
at the
that at
back.
the beginning?
Yep.
no, I have this. I
Oh, you
looked
got
at
it.
the beginning,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it
I
public
didn't realize
hearings
it was
required?
Yes. We had 2 public hearings.
Remember who these out ones came from?
These are all the other rules. Newbury to vote on demolition delay bylaw, I think the article. I'm not sure what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
I want all of us to have the same notebook set up.
Well, whatever you've got is probably not the same as everybody else has, because you started this before any of the rest of us did. That's all I can say for that information. This is anything that these are all the times it's been incurred.
I want to concentrate on the flow.
Well, when I need to look at the flow, I look at this thing.
I have an extra one of these if anybody wants one, a stapled one. Oh, I've got two. Does Shannon have one of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, this is still on the town website because of the walkthrough process pictures that we couldn't. I mean, Chris died with all the information,
Right.
literally and figuratively. So Nancy and I Nancy did a lot of fixing of the picture and the whole 9 yards, just because
Picking up pieces.
we didn't have his computer, we didn't have any of the information, and there was no time. We were out of time, so.
Well, so are you saying that I'm the only one with this copy?
Yes, I think so.
What is it?
Not me. I'm freaking keep everything.
Oh, that's different than this one. Oh, it is. This is what you put together, Jan,
Oh, I didn't put it
or
together.
whatever. I've never seen that one.
But last time we reviewed this, when we built this book, Lon, you were here because you and I did this, the templates together.
16 October 2014.
14.
That's when we did it. 2014. Yeah.
At least we're
Okay, we
consistent.
have
in
no-
our
Oh,
work.
I was here when we were doing it, absolutely.
I would talk. See, I don't have pictures. Little body pictures. I have this worksheet, the significant review and evaluation.
With the, significant criteria and eligibility.
Significant review, application of the bylaws, and then it goes on to tell you the structural periods. And then the next page would be the worksheet, the significance,
Yeah, here's a-
criteria, eligibility for the registry,
Put it together.
the National Historic Registry.
Town of Amherst.
I have all the newspaper articles. Historic preservation. Applicant or any person who files an application for variance does not own the application. It's
That's the whole
definition of the
file.
wording.
I got that.
But if that's the explanation of what the words mean.
Applicant files for proposed demolition with the building commissioner. Within 7 days, building commissioner forwards proposal to the historical commission. Within 15 days,
This is,
yeah, so I'm,
What's in this?
Same thing. Yeah, that's what he's reading.
yeah, but no, he was looking at that one.
this is a little easier to read.
No.
I like the color.
All right, I just want to make sure we're all on the same, we're all looking at the same thing that, I know you have things that from the very beginning probably, before any of us were probably on it.
I guess I'm just concerned that people are actually triggering our notifications. You know what I mean?
No, you mean ignoring it?
Well, yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade, as if.
Well, I
ignoring
mean,
it-
like, just because, you know, when you drive around and you see people that are working on their houses, you're like, we never were notified about that. That's where I'm like,
This is the problem.
Just saw that the other day.
But over,
This goes back to the root of the, my question is we need to have contact with, before COVID, we had 2 or 3 meetings a year where we went physically and met with the Mass Historical Commission, and you could stand up and go, wait a minute, who gives us this jurisdiction? And who is the decider of the applicability of this bylaw? Who is it? We're
Drive
still,
the bus, yeah.
who, is it the building inspector? Is it us, or is it the selectmen? We're an advisory board to the selectmen. That's all we are. We're not given authority, but now they say we have authority. So,
Once the bylaw passed, I thought that was what
That was
gave
it,
us the
yeah.
authority.
does it say that in any, I don't think it says it in the bylaw. And this is why I want to be able to see
No,
what
yeah.
Mass Historical says. Are we the deciding, is the building inspector still, commissioner, the deciding process? Or is it us? He issues the permit.
Who's the building inspector in Newburyport?
but we don't have anybody now?
No, he is ours now.
Okay. So
That's
just
where
a
he came
bigger,
So
from.
would the town council be able to tell us if we have jurisdiction?
There you
I
go.
want to start with Mass Historical.
Oh, look, he's got colors. Same
Uh,
picture.
This is from the meeting in 2014. This is all the stuff that came out from July 17th, 2014. This is the
Yeah.
proposed Newbury, town of
This is the
Newbury.
stuff
and-
this is the
and-
stuff Lon made.
I wasn't here.
Yeah,
So Lon, do you think you still got that
2014.
colorful flow chart? And
right here.
No,
Oh,
in your computer?
The original?
Ah,
I mean, you could probably
Don't
scan
You
know.
it.
can scan what he's got because it looks
you
very.
see, if you look, Chris was at this meeting.
That's
Chris
all it.
ran the meeting.
Well, no, what I mean is, just because I have a copy, it doesn't mean I have a file.
Right.
He may have did print, not me.
But you could, that looks pretty clean.
This is very clean.
You
It
could
is
probably
very
scan that
clean.
one.
Would you like a clean copy, or should I scan it?
You
at home?
scan it.
Yeah.
You scan it.
I'll scan it and send it to
Send it electronically to
Yeah.
everybody.
everybody, you got it. Yeah. Yeah, this
So-
is very clean and not even, God, amazing.
So Lon, if you got to open that up
Yeah?
to the flow chart. So I wrote a note on here. On line,
Wait. Where is it? What's going on now?
I wrote a memo in here.
Here's another one,
There you go.
just sitting there on the back. I'll pull that one up. This one has holes in it, but I've got one here that doesn't. Okay.
So what I've written in my notes here is on the line between step 2 and step 3, it says 15 days.
Yeah, within 15 days of
15 days,
receiving the
correct.
proposal.
The 15 days of being received of the proposed, the application is received
By us.
by us.
Right,
It's not 15 days from the previous step.
right.
Yeah.
See where I've got that
Yep.
written?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, if you don't have a digital copy of that, you won't be able to edit it.
Sure I will. Once I scan it.
So what are the requirements for a public hearing? We have to post notice, just like they do for town meeting?
Same as
It's gotta
planning.
be printed in the,
What do you
It's
want,
gotta be printed in the paper.
what do you want
Yeah.
that to read?
So
twice.
my note is just saying, so we don't make a mistake. It's
I love
not
how they still
15
have
days
that,
from
like, nobody
there.
reads
It's
paper.
15 days from the
Like,
beginning.
I wouldn't even know, yeah, but do you
15
look at the
days from-
notices?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see who's
Okay.
selling the house, I
Okay.
want to, you know.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
have the police blotter anymore, but, you know,
Okay.
used to read that too.
Yeah, I used to read that in Hamilton all the
I
time.
have this hearing here. Wait a minute.
15 days of receiving the proposal, there's still no first determined when the
Notes.
structure to be demolished is significant. Significance may meet one or more of the following
Right
criteria.
on this.
The built-in, eligible for national registry importance, to the history of the town, yeah, so.
And the other one that is not listed here in this ABCD is connected to a historical figure in the town, which is in the bylaw.
That would be what, E?
That'd be-
All right, so we got another.
Connected to a historical figure?
Yep.
Okay.
Not just in town, a historical
historical
figure,
figure.
period.
Right. Could be Longfellow.
Yes.
Benedict Arnott.
Benedict
Yes.
Arnold.
Candy, could you be within 15 days of,
Received by the Historical Commission.
So now you're up to 22 days from the initiation.
of being something? Put that with this. Because I can join it. I'll figure out a way to replicate that printing.
So they've already found a second correction on
Oh.
lawn.
Okay.
Jan will give it to you.
The significant structure section,
So step 3, there's a little shaded box there with
no, I'm just
ABCD.
looking at a totally different.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see it.
Oh.
Oh, in this box?
Is that step 3?
That's step 3,
Yeah. And you
Is
have
there-
like
is there a list of
A, B, C, and
criteria?
D?
A, B, C, and D, right?
Okay, we need an E,
Oh, that might be harder, but I could try it.
Yeah.
connected to a historical figure. And if you can't,
Check the
just, you can let me
bylaw,
know.
make sure whether
Is it a historical or an?
A
A.
Significant structure.
Historical.
I guess we better make sure the
Figure.
wording is
Figure.
exact.
Yeah. Significant or significant structure. Assessors records as having been constructed on or prior to 1820, listed within the area of National Register of Historic Places, has been found eligible for the National Register of Historic Places, is identified as having association with one or more historic persons or events, or the broad architectural, cultural, political, economic, agricultural, or social history of the town or the Commonwealth. Well, that's a broad
Right.
criterion. Is
I just
identified
can't-
by the commission as historically or architecturally important in terms of period, style, method of construction, or association with a recognized architect or builder.
Here's my notes. Okay, that's for lot to do.
And we have this. What is there a title of what you're reading?
That is under the definitions in the beginning of the bylaw. And it's the definition of significant or significant structure, which is 1.9.
There it is.
Is in the bylaw itself.
1.9, any letter after that, just one?
Part
letter?
3, 1.9, A, B, C, D, E, I believe. A, B, C, D, E.
Significant national historic register. Assessors records. Significant is significant structure, meet that structure or portion thereof, which means one or more of the following criteria.
We'll shoot this at the store. Yeah, this one looks different. It's just slightly different. The one I was going to scan. So where's the one that we're copying from? You want to match yours, Shannon, or just Jan?
This is a little different?
The box is a little different. Maybe, just, let's see.
I think it's just the coloring.
You've got the one I've got. Okay, that's the one I've got. I had another one here that looks different. It's the boxes, which means there may be other things that need to be edited. But I've got the same one you
And
have.
you've got this one, right? I can see green underneath that folded paper.
I've got, oh, this thing here?
Is that
Yeah, oh, I've
the
got that.
same thing?
Yeah.
No, helpful resources, keep looking.
So under step
This is
3,
frequently asked questions.
we have
That's what it says
a,
right there. I don't have them that says helpful resources.
I have the original.
Okay, we'll keep this to the.
Okay, so it,
Just
so
to
it
have-
does go, our area just, so for example, there's a house and it's built before 1820 and it's falling down. Unanimous decision of the board, there's nothing that can be done. Do we still,
Like 1 Main.
Right.
so, do we still have to go through the public hearing process to decide,
That's allowed to be demolished?
for us to, when is our decision?
Within 14 days of the final hearing. But here it says 1 or more hearings. It doesn't say you have to have more than one.
So if we wanted it to go, following the flow chart, if we
Yes.
wanted it to go to grant the permit,
Yep.
no, it is not significant.
No, it can be significant. We're saying, let's see,
I'm looking for the wording.
yeah, it's like not preferably preferred, not preferably preserved.
But that's after the public hearing.
Yeah.
So do we, if it's a falling down building, do we have to go to the hearing, step 5?
I'm trying to figure out what this
Right?
is.
Because it's,
I've got no.
If it's a falling down building, but it meets the criteria, can we still say it's not significant?
That's what I'm getting at.
yeah, because that would avoid number 5.
Right.
So I guess maybe can you work on this?
Sure.
And read and you, Lon, you following what we're all saying here?
Yeah.
So we
I
get,
have a question on mine at that point too, for some reason.
so if we get to step 3, and it's a fallen down building, we're all unanimous, we have a vote that says this is a waste of everybody's time, and we want to grant a demo permit, do we have the
Authority.
longevity?
Yeah.
Maybe is that the authority to stop at that process and say, yes, fallen down.
If it's fallen down, it's not historically significant.
Right. So I think this is just written this way because it's,
I know what you're thinking.
Well, that comes from this.
this is just for the purposes of the flow chart.
Yep, yep.
I think, but we need to have it, we need to do this research.
Yep.
That if it's a fallen down structure, we can still go to, no, it's not significant, and stop the process there.
Yep.
And we should probably know this, or, I mean, in the case of the barn that we just saw,
Mhm.
we know that it's a positive effect, and we know we don't need to go to a public hearing. All we want to do is issue that permit.
Mhm.
Is it within our jurisdiction to just do that?
I would like to hope it is, because, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing would happen if it isn't. Everything would take so long.
And/or, we want to continue that discussion, is it within the jurisdiction of the Commissioner of Buildings just to do that?
So could an E for that one, that box, could that be significant but not preferably preserved?
This is what I'm saying.
Well, that's not written into the bylaw right now.
No, right, that's what I mean.
So we were talking,
Oh, we have to change the
we would have to
bylaw.
change the bylaw.
Oh, good luck.
Well, let's do some
Don't
research.
say good luck. This one passed first time we put it
No,
on
I
there,
know,
so
but
let's have a positive attitude.
we should make the change then before April so we can bring it up.
I doubt that's gonna happen,
Okay.
realistically.
Well, that's where it gets
Let's see
voted
if we
on.
find the wording
Yep.
that we're looking for.
Yeah, I see what you're getting
I
at.
think
That's
it's
a good
gotta be-
point.
So this is probably just for the purposes of the flow chart.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
so
yeah,
we
so
can't
I'd like
say it's a significant structure and say no. I mean, and then go down, and then not go through the meetings the way this is.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
the sequence that they've got in the bylaw, it's within 14 days after the final public hearing, the commission shall decide whether the structure should be preferably preserved. If it is not preferably preserved, the commissioner may then issue the demolition permit, but that all comes after the public hearing
Yeah.
process.
So we need to figure out how to get to the no side, but that's
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah.
So it's not limited to Rich, whoever you, Lon, might want to do a reading to, or
I
anybody.
don't know how many
Yeah.
properties we have like this, thankfully. There's not too many that are just like completely falling down. Other than like
One
one
Main,
Main Street,
yeah.
which was, yeah.
So, all right, so we're pretty much unanimous on what we're asking here.
Yep.
So, I don't have, does anybody have any other things? I just want to concentrate on the flow right now. And Lon, once we figure this all out, we'll redo the flow chart.
Yeah, I could go in and
Tweak it.
do a lot of tweaking.
So-
I could, on the image.
By next meeting, maybe you can solve the flow chart, either find it, scan it, or,
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for our notebooks.
yeah. Well, that's, yeah. Is this drawing in the bylaw?
No.
I don't think so.
Ah,
Bylaws just
The draw-
legal stuff.
The drawing that I gave out is on the town, on our
yeah.
page of the town website, but it does say, I put a disclaimer in there that it's just for like viewing purposes only, it is not the bylaw itself.
Yeah. it's-
So if you read the
Objects may not
bylaw,
be
is there a way to
Well,
say
that's what I'm gonna look into.
that it's significant, but not preferably preserved, and make that decision without going through the hearing?
Right, not
Yeah.
going through the public hearing process.
So I think that's what Channing's saying. Do we have the authority to make that decision ourselves by the fact that it's, you know, the walls are gone and the roof is sitting on the floor? Yeah,
Okay, that's where I'm at.
'cause I think we've kind of done that already. That's perfect.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn?
All
I
right.
believe I got all this information.
Second,
Yep.
Steve on the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.